I gave this lady the benefit of the doubt, and all of you guys said after the last video, Luke, you shouldn't be giving her the benefit of the doubt. She's mental. And I was like, you know what? Maybe she is mental, but from what I've seen, I can't actually sit down and call her a nutcase or a psychopath or anything like that. Until today, I've been reading up too much. I've read an article that she's posted herself. Ian Garry's wife wrote a blog article post about what it's like being with a fighter and stuff like this, as if anybody cares. And then the whole elevator situation with Khamzat Chimaev that came out a few weeks ago, it's kind of resurfaced, and I wanted to speak about it because she's nuts, and I want to kind of evaluate what she's saying and tell you guys how mental it is and how I agree she's an absolute nutcase, and she's not to be spoken about again in this community after today, because this video I'm gonna literally rip her to pieces and call her a disgrace for being 40 years old, acting like a child, doesn't understand real violence and real danger, thinks Ian Garry's insecure and fragile for sizing up guys whenever he's in a room and like they know who he is and stuff. And it's like, that's just what guys do. They scan the room every time they walk in to see people maybe looking at them, potential threats. Oh look, he looks tough, you know, like that's just what men do. It's just primal meat instinct, you know. Like, it's not like girls that can just, I'm not gonna generalize it, but there's a lot of women, especially who I've experienced life with, that I've walked in to a room, I've sat down, you know, I've scanned the room, oh yeah, okay, this is like a nice chill place to eat, I'm really happy with this choice, the food's good. Then you see these loud, obnoxious women come through the door, they're being loud, squawky, everybody turns and looks at them and they don't bat an eyelid. It's this arrogance and overconfidence. And I just want to say this, guys, if you guys don't know the situation, so UFC, I think it was 272, Chimaev and Burns were fighting, okay? Ian Garry's teammate at the time, Gilbert Burns, was fighting Khamzat Chimaev. Ian Garry and Layla get into an elevator or a lift, and they get into it. Khamzat Chimaev and Khamzat Chimaev's at the time girlfriend's mum, but now wife, so Khamzat Chimaev's mother-in-law and him then get into the lift, okay? First of all, they're both welterweights at the time, you know. Ian Garry's teammate is fighting him. It's kind of this thing of like, okay, like we know who each other are, no problem, let's just go up. In the lift, whatever. It's not bat an eyelid, you know. It's not a big deal. Because realistically, there's that thing of like, okay, there's two ladies in the lift, first of all. I mean, I want to say this, if Conor McGregor and Khabib were in a lift together and their mums were there, or their mother-in-laws were there, I guarantee you they would look at each other, square in the face, looking dead in each other's eyes, and just, not without saying anything, without giving any sort of signal, mutually they know, right, there's ladies in here, we're in a lift, this is not the time, I will get you somewhere else, I'll get you outside, you know? There's no one here to stop anything if something really bad happens, you know, and that's kind of like that mutual thing in their heads that they will have been aware of. Layla and Ali, Ian Garry's mum, essentially, Ian Garry's, I mean, I'm not even going to speak on their relationship anymore, like I can't stand her. This is Ian Garry's words, and bear in mind, I understand, if she comes out, oh, she was joking and stuff, no problem. Ian Garry in the interview said she was being dead serious. She was being dead serious. I don't know why he would have come out and even told that story as if it has any relevance to anything. You've literally just put your wife in a bigger hole, mate. But truly, she's saying to him, get him, Ian, get him. Like me giving him the eyes, telling him to get him. Bear in mind, they're in this lift, and I just want to say this, Khamzat Chimaev is a man that's Muslim, respectful, he can obviously show respect and he has control over his emotion, but if he looks across and he sees Layla saying, get him, Ian, get him, that'll flip a switch in his head and be like, right, what have you said to your lady that would expect you, Ian, to get me? And it's like as if Layla's reminding Ian, oh yeah, get him, Ian, you said you were going to get him. You know, first of all, Khamzat Chimaev's a nutcase, first of all. Second of all, Layla clearly has no idea what real violence is. If you're in a lift, and this is a hotel lift, right? Maybe like 2 meters across, 3 meters across each way, like squared. Ian Garry would get killed in a lift with Khamzat Chimaev and two ladies. And then Layla would probably sit back and be like, oh, I've caused this. And not truly understand it. If Layla has ever been hit with a 4-ounce glove across under the eye, been jabbed in the eye, lightly, it's horrible. And that's a light shot. That's a jab. That's what people consider like a nice, easy thing. It's true human violence, and it's the most painful and taxing, exhausting thing ever. So for Layla to sit back and to egg Ian on, and then to call Ian a pussy, essentially. So this is the story. Then after Hamzat got out the lift, Layla was calling Ian a pussy, saying he was a Are you joking me? Like, are you literally like having a laugh? Are you trying to make me laugh right now? Like, Ian got like, you. First of all, Ian Garry said to justify this, oh, you know, he didn't want to ruin Gilbert's fight on the weekend if something went down, you know. So that's a fair enough reason. Like that's a justifiable reason to come out with. Like, he probably had that in his head of like, look, if something goes down here and one of us gets cut, or Chimaev gets cut, or if Chimaev hurts him, that wouldn't be good, you know. I just can't believe it. To be honest, like, I truly just can't. It's just crazy. I mean, true violence, and you want to put someone in that situation who you love and care about. Clearly, but how are you 40? How are you 40 and you don't understand the magnitude of and the chaos that situation would cause? Do you want headlines? Is that it? Oh, Layla Hannah Lee was in a lift when this fight broke out. Is that what you want? Clearly you don't understand anything about fighting or the sport that you're helping your husband grow in. I mean, I've established that in my last video, speaking about how like you literally turned off his social media stuff, and Ian Garry's just a fucking idiot now. Like, I really don't respect it anymore. It's just pathetic. I mean, people are trying to say save Ian Garry. You think this man's gonna be saved? He's married to her. He's got a kid with her. She's 40, acting like a 5-year-old, probably 39 at the time, acting like an 18-year-old girl with her boyfriend. Like, oh, my boyfriend can beat your boyfriend. First of all, you clearly don't know anything about fighting or violence or skill set or how capable Chimaev is of killing somebody. You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, Ian Garry's also a fighter, but I would take Hamzat Chimaev every single day because he's not fragile. You know, I feel like Ian Garry's a wee bit fragile. You know, hit him too hard, he might buckle. I can't believe it. And then writing the article saying Ian Garry's insecure and Ian Garry may be GAY because he sizes people up when he comes into a restaurant. He's a fighter. People know him. He's famous for fighting. You don't think anybody, like, someone comes up to him, knocks him clean out without him knowing he's there. Professional fighter Ian Garry gets knocked out by stranger. Idiot. She's a nutcase. She's mental. She's not to be trusted. Thank you very much for watching the video. Subscribe.